Hey, 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 what's up? What's up? What's up? This is Coach Powell. So good to see you all. So good to be here. So good to be in front of you all right now today. We are talking about the subject of benefits. How do you create the environment by which people can receive the benefits that you provide in your business? How do you maintain the energy that you need to maintain to continue to be the wonderful benefactor that you are and providing not just the goods and services that you provide, but going over and above and over the top with specifically members and associates and investors and supporters that you need to really truly deliver on a great benefit. How do you speak to it? How do you receive it? How do you share it? How do you manufacture it? We're going to talk about all of that good stuff for the next couple of weeks. It's going to be an exciting time. My name is Coach Powell. This is Coach Powell Training Development Coffee, Tea, You and Me with Coach Powell. Every Friday from 3 to around about the 4:30 hour, I spend with entrepreneurs and business leaders, me and my friends and associates. We get together, we chop it up, and we talk about the things that matter to entrepreneurs and to business leaders. The current topic that we're going to talk about, as I introduce our key players or I say our panelists for this afternoon, is this: really thinking about benefits. What are they? How do you use them? How do you talk to them? How do you make sure that people understand the value that you bring to the table and they receive that value in a way that is going to elevate you, elevate your brand, create opportunities for you to generate legacy, sustainability, and all the good stuff that you want to have to make your business shine, to make you flow, right? I got some powerful people out there right now. Right now, I got some powerful people they're backstage, they're chomping at the bit. They're ready to come forward and share some brilliant information with you. I don't want to hold them back, but I do want to share this story with you before we get started. I came up with this topic years ago because I understood, as I was moving around networking with entrepreneurs and business leaders and going to conferences and so on and so forth, and people would ask, what do you do? And what's your business? Or, what's your brand and what's your image? And people always, but they would say what they did, but they would always do the wrong thing when it came to speaking up for themselves and speaking up for their brand. They would say, well, my name is blah, 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 blah. I run XYZ business owner and we do blah, 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 blah. Either we do this or we do that, or I am of this, I go, this is my title. Here's what I do. I do whatever, it could be defense analysis or cybersecurity or contract procurement or whatever. Now, that's true. You may have answered with the title that you give or the company you work for. You may have think you answered the question, but that's not really what the question is that people are asking you. They're asking you, without asking you, how effective are you at what you do? And how do you generate opportunities for others? How do you grow and how do you share your story, right? So I wrote a couple different programs that are all about ways for you to really truly elevate your brand and really truly speak to that brand. And one of those was benefits, benefits, benefits. Now, over the years, I have honed it and refined it and shared it and retooled it. So I have it right there in the chat. So if anybody's looking for a great way to begin to really truly understand and develop that, this is full of research and backlinks and all kinds of good stuff that you can deal with and you can share. I see some of my friends in the audience. Pamela's out there, Sharon's out there. Good to see you guys. Man, you guys are in for a treat today. Listen, if you guys have this is a business friendly environment we try to create. If you have a business, if you have a discount, or if you have a promotion, if you have an event that you want to share, anything you want to share, put it in the chat so everybody else can see it and be a part of it and be blessed by it, because we don't want to hold anybody back. I only work with high quality people, and I trust everybody who watches my show is a high quality person. And so if you have something to share, or you want to share your business, share your ideas, feel free to do so. If you have any questions about anything we talk about, feel free to post it in the chat. We might be able to get to some of those questions. We might not be able to get to them. But if we don't get to them in the show, we will definitely get to them offline. So this is being broadcast on YouTube, on Facebook, on LinkedIn. If you haven't joined me in any of those environments and you want to join me in one of those environments, please feel free to do so. We're also broadcasting on Instagram. That's the new platform that we're using. And so they're going to be available to you. You don't have to worry about taking out pens and pencil, because you can always go back and watch everything we're going to share with you today. All the links will still be active. All the things will still be up. Okay. So I was talking about why I came up with this topic in the first place. And one of the reasons I came up with this topic in the first place is I was trying to help my daughter understand, as she's a young professional growing into the world, how to articulate the benefits that she brings to the table. And I made the mistake of sharing with her that benefits is possibly privileges that you are given to people that you want to give them to. And she said privilege. And then, of course, privilege has bad rap. Everybody, when they use the term privilege, all of a sudden people go, oh my God, I'm not privileged. I don't want to be privileged. I don't want to be associated with anybody who has privilege. And that's really a ridiculous notion, in my point of view, to take a word and demonize it and make it something that it's not meant to be. So let's talk about what this topic when we get to the discussion phase. We're going to really break this down and talk about what benefits really are, and how do you really speak to the benefits you bring to the table, and how you really understand the benefits that are bestowed upon you. Okay. Having said that, we're gonna get this party started. Let me introduce our guest panelists for today. We're gonna start with the GI host with the most from demystifying government contracts. We're gonna let her show up in all her glory, all her AKA glory, and I'll have her introduce herself to the audience. Miss GI, why don't you tell us who you are and what's all about you? Go for it. You got to come off of mute.
First of all, I'm so honored by the opportunity, Coach Marvin. I absolutely think the world of you. I call you my light in darkness. Every time I'm in your presence, you shine a light on a place of darkness. And I'm better because of it. And I know the world is. So thank you so much for your generosity and sharing who you are, what you do in such a unique way. I'm Michelle Gardner Ince, aka GI. Have never been without a military ID card, and all of my adult life, I've been serving military members and their families through entrepreneurship. That's hotels, restaurants, department stores, anything you can think of that's in a city. It's also in a military city. And yes, we make money. We make less money, but we make money and then reinvest it back into the military community. But I am so proud and honored to have the opportunity to serve veterans in the entrepreneur space, helping to bring clarity to complex systems and organizations. And everybody knows my passion is women veteran entrepreneurs. I believe they are the secret weapon of this nation. If we can carry guns and have babies, we can definitely run businesses. And we bring a lot of benefits through our sacrifice. So, Marvin, it's awesome to be here with you, and thank you. Looking forward to it.
Thank you so much. I gotta bring the next panelist up. You guys are gonna be blown away. This is Anthony Peters. He is an amazing presence. Brother Anthony, tell us about yourself.
Hey, good afternoon. And definitely, again, echoing everything that GI said, definitely thank you for the honor of just being on your platform, being able to share the little nuggets of knowledge that we've had over the years. But my company is Novo Communications. We are an electronic and physical security company. So what does all that mean? We really increase the security posture of our clients through the use of technology. And when we talk about our organization, it's from twofold. It's how we benefit the community and how we benefit our business. And really, much like GI, We want to bring STEM to the folks that have not had STEM. And that's the minorities, that's women, that's veterans. So we're trying to make a very brown and very black and a very veteran oriented, women oriented organization that's taking care of some of the most technological pieces that run our company or run our country. But thank you again.
Oh my God, thank you for coming, man. I really appreciate you. And this is one of my coming up next is my brother from another mother, but my fraternity brother all the same. The wonderful Mr. Michael Council. It's so good to see you, Blue. Tell us about yourself, bro.
Hey, hey, how you doing? It's great to see you, Coach Powell, and it's great to be on your platform. I'm Michael Council from EC um, Technology Consulting Services. You know us; we were here, and we do a lot of things with the demystifying community. But I just want to mention community because it is always good to be able to be here and to give back to the community because this is the community you come from and we share and we grow and we build on things together. And EC technology, one of the main things that we do is we provide cybersecurity and also programmatic consulting services. So we are definitely out there in the community. We love providing services and educating the community so that we can all build and grow together. So thank you for having me on your platform, and I'm looking forward to today.
This is going to be so much fun. Guys, I told you, I got some rock stars back there, right? They are ready to rock and roll. Today's topic, we're just going to jump right in. If you have a chance to download the topic from the links, go ahead and get that training manual, keep it on your hard drive, because that's what we're going to be talking about for the next 7 weeks. We're going to be talking about all things benefit. Anything you can think of as a leader, you need to have the ability to tell people who want to work with you, what is the benefit that they're going to receive as a result of your leadership? What is the benefit investors are going to receive as a result of your guidance and moving with you? What is the benefit that suppliers are going to have when working with you? What is the benefit that clients and customers are going to have when they're working with you? And what are you offering, right? You also need to be very good at looking out and seeking and casting vision into the benefits that you want to receive as a person that's moving through the universe. You got to be good at being clear about what that vision is, what that mission is, what your goals are, so that you can speak the truth of whatever it is you want to believe in and work through into existence. So when you talk about benefits, they're truly important. And I would say to you, they are literally one of the most important things that make your life worth living. We all want to be meaningful. We all want to be significant. We all want to be relevant. But the words that we tend to use don't help us get there without a true understanding of what those words are. And so when you're communicating your brand, when you're communicating, the value that you bring to the table, you really need to be able to do that with an exceptional wellness because you may not have the opportunity when you meet somebody in the elevator, when you meet somebody at a conference, when you meet somebody at a meeting, or even out socializing, you may not have the opportunity to share a great benefit statement again. So what are these benefit statements and what are these things we're going to talk about? We're going to talk about a lot of that over the next couple of weeks. But when you understand how to really truly communicate benefits, receive benefits, then the profits that you'll get to experience and get the rewards that you'll get to have are literally can be overwhelming, can be more than you could ever even imagine. All right. Because this truly is what I would consider your race to significance. How do you get to relevance? How do you get to meaning? How do you get to specificity? All those things that are there is going to be super, super important for you. So, over the next few weeks, you're going to be talking about the 3 keys to fulfillment. How do you speak about fulfillment? How do you speak about happiness, joy, love? How do you get there? What are the keys that you need to remember to deal with that? Then we're going to get into the imperative of everything profitability in terms of profitability. How does your vision and the benefits that you share through your vision really move that profitability needle for yourself and for everybody around you? Number three, how do we really formulate everything you need to do to become and be and experience relevance. We're going to talk about that. There's a formula for that, right? On number 4, we're going to talk about quality and gratitude, literally the road to enlightenment. How do you understand how the quality that you deliver, quality that you receive, qualities that you deal with, how do you deal with that, and how does gratitude work in that formulaic ideal concept that will help you move towards relevance and enlightenment. Number 5, we're going to talk about the 4 qualities of foundational wealth. What is foundational wealth? How do you break it down? How do you create it? How do you generate it? How do you use it to multiply? Number 6, we're talking about the true power of your talents and gifts. Does your talents and gifts matter if you don't get them in front of the right people in the right way at the right time? And how do you do that? How do you elevate that power so that you can literally multiply and kind of grow faster, better, stronger than you could ever do by yourself? Number 7, we're going to talk about the flawless delivery of your benefits so that you understand clearly how to speak to it, how to deliver it, how to manufacture it, how to keep going with it no matter what happens. And last but not least, we're going to talk about my organization, the Roundtable. What are the things that we do to make sure that people understand the 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 benefits we offer and how those benefits relate to the principles that we live in and that we work with. So I want to start this thought process with you guys with more of a philosophical question, right? And the question is this: is there a benefit if there's no beneficiary? You say you are a deliverer of great benefits. You say you're a deliverer of great opportunities for people who want to work with you. You say that you can do all these beautiful things, but if there's no beneficiary, is there really a benefit? And then the question I want to ask you is, do you know who your beneficiary should be? Because it can't be everybody. It has to be somebody meaningful, somebody specific, somebody that's going to really, really get to experience the fullness of what you have to offer. If there's no recipient or heir to the grace, if there's no legacy or privilege that you want to intend or bestow upon the world, does that somehow negate the reality or the legitimacy of the gift in the first place? If you really think about it, shouldn't we, as leaders, be able to answer the question, whom do we serve, and what is the nature and the quality of the experience that we deliver? Shouldn't we understand our clients, customers, investors, suppliers, and supporters and referral sources so intimately that we know them and their desires well enough to be able to offer products and services that not only solve a problem, but satisfy a need or desire? Should your offerings leave them feeling better than they felt before they experienced them? Shouldn't they be quantifiably more satisfied and more fulfilled? Seneca says, a gift consists not in what is done or given, but in the intention of the giver or the doer. Now, I got to break this down for you because the book of Matthew is one of my favorite books in the Bible, but this is a quote from the book of Matthew. But seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added to you. It turns out that at the end of the day, our very sense of meaning, relevance, and significance is largely measured by the gifts that we share and receive. Without the wisdom of understanding that is needed to embrace our own value and self-worth, it's easy to see how we began the slippery slope towards irrelevance. When we no longer have the fortitude to handle the pitfall after pitfall, tragedy after tragedy, we're not going to continue to stand under the pressure of the continued onslaught of our own unknown, undesirable troubles. What you have to know more than anything is, and this is the same thing that even the ancient writers of the Bible and any other great books and texts will always tell you, that we develop and seek to develop our character. Yeah. And that makes all the difference in the world to the very real benefits that we bring to bring to the table for ourselves and for one another. Let me say that again. The development of your character makes all of the difference to the very real benefits that you bring to the table for yourself and for others. Good leaders, and I know all of my panelists have experienced good leadership in their lives and in the past. You know, good leaders know how to manage and regulate the proper balance of payment, profit, and performance amongst each member of their team, and they'll always create the best results for everyone. In case you didn't understand what I was saying here, we're talking about win-win arrangements. It's a language that you need to be able to convey. It's a language that you need to be able to understand, and it's surely a language that you need to be able to share when you're working with people. And you'll always be working with people, no matter what you, no matter, I don't care what they say about AI and technology and all that kind of good stuff. It's going to happen. We understand it. There's always going to be people behind it. And there's two types of benefits that we're going to talk about over the next couple of weeks. And those benefits are those that are given, that means those that are bestowed, those that are provided, those that are shared, and then those that are received. Those rewards that we get back, those opportunities that we didn't earn, but we get them anyway. Those the things that we receive that we could use and that can help elevate us and provide the kind of storied opportunities that couldn't happen unless somebody said something special I see in you. There's something I need to pour into you because it's on my heart to do. It's something that I want to do. And I'm sure many of you all can talk to clients that you've had or suppliers that you've had that you've just enjoyed working with them so well that you wanted to go above and beyond. You wanted to give them more of your talents, more of your gifts, more of your treasure. Those are things that um, we all live for. Those are things that make everything sweeter. Like a perfect example I got right now, I got a problem with my dishwasher and my dishwasher disposal at the house. And it's time for an assessment. Do we need to replace the dishwasher? The what do they call it? Um, I forget what that thing is called. Yeah, the disposable, the disposal, right? Do we need to replace it, or do we need to service it, or what do we need to do? Because it's on the fritz, right? Is it broken? Is it damaged? So now I'm gonna have to hire a specialist. I'm gonna have to hire a consultant. I'm gonna have to hire a plumber or somebody to come over, take a look at the dishwasher disposal, right? And they can come in and do the work, right? Simple transaction, do the work and get paid. Or they could come in and make us feel so good about what they deliver and make it so that we feel happy to make that payment because my honeydew list is shrunken by one thing. I get some cool husband points in my house because I resolved the issue and my wife can get back to using her gourmet kitchen the way she wants to use her gourmet kitchen. And everybody can be happy. You know, that's the benefit. There's a difference between providing a service and providing a benefit. Benefits come with feeling. They come with an understanding of something special just happened, right? So I ask you, in the goods and services that you provide, what are the benefits that you leave behind? How do people feel as a result of what it is that you do? For sure, guaranteed. What do you leave behind? I can tell you as a coach, the key benefits that I know for a fact that I offer to my clients is when they're working with me, they're focused like they've never been focused before. When they work with me, they're empowered like they've never been empowered before. And when they work with me, their performance, however their performance is Super Bowl level performance. You know, they're at the top of their game. We give they make sure they're giving it the best they can possibly give it, and we make sure they understand how to maintain that. So after they stop working with me, they don't need a coach anymore because they've got the benefits of knowing that anytime they want to dial up that high quality, um, opportunity, that high quality provider, that high quality, customer service, that high quality cost analysis, whatever it is they're doing it at a high level, and they're known in their industry for having done so. That's the benchmark, right? So I know for a fact I deliver it because I've done it thousands of times. And I've gotten the feedback from every single customer, so much so that I could say, listen, you work with me, I'll give you 100% money back guarantee that you're going to experience change in your service delivery, change in your product delivery, change in your leadership style, change in whatever you do by multiples of thousands. And if you don't experience that, I give you all your money back. I don't know anybody in my industry who works like that. Every single one of them wants to have a customer for life. They want to hang on to people. I'm not trying to be a therapist. I want you to win that Super Bowl, whatever Super Bowl it is that you want to win, and then I want to be gone because I'm a military brat. I'm on to the next friend. I'm on to the next possibility. I don't have any long-term hanging out people. I don't do that. But the point is, I understand the benefits that I deliver, and I can speak to those benefits. So I'm going to bring my guest panelists on now, and I'm sure they got some thoughts and ideas about some of the things we laid out, and we're going to get into some deep, deep, deep stuff. But I'm going to let them, beat it up, and we're going to have a great discussion about benefits they've seen in the past, benefits they deliver, anything they've seen that they thought they could feel that fit that description of something that you're going to do something special for somebody just because of who they are. They don't have anything to do with anything else. You just found something special in them, and you want to share it with them. Any thoughts, guys?
I'll jump in there. So
Go for it.
yeah, so we'll not even go back into the past. So your monologue was great. So if you go back and you look at all the words that you used within your monologue, over 90% of the words were we, us, somebody, them. It wasn't pointing towards you.
Right.
So the benefit already started off with, guess what? This is about me, not you. So when I'm coaching sales folks and trying to get them to really understand how you sell, how you do true business development, if I walk in and I say, I can do, I will do, I have done, then everything is about me and you're just trying to get my money. But if I can
I love that.
walk in and truly say, this is how we will step through this process together, this is how you will win at the end, and take me completely out of it, I'm just a passenger. You already know what your issue is. So I'll tell you, for your listeners, for those that are on here, I would tell them, go back to your monologue and just listen to how many times you used we and you. That's the benefit, even if we stopped it right now.
Awesome. Thanks so much. Thanks so much. Anything else? Anybody else?
Well, you had me at hello. Um, I'm just gonna say I'm looking through your PhD dissertation on benefits and more benefits, but there was a quote here that just really spoke to me, and it was about here it is: when a gift is deserved, it is not a gift but a payment. And I want to take you back to a story. Um, a U.S. Marine Corps friend of mine retired, um, and this guy was, sharp mind, brilliant, spoke several languages, medals up to here, and played the piano and wrote poetry, and just kind of a Renaissance man. And I was at his retirement, and I'm going to confess, I'm the granddaughter of a Baptist preacher. And I have been known to speak out loud at different events. And so he's up there giving his speech, and he says, oh, yeah, I'm just a country boy from Georgia. And my inside voice spoke out loud, and I said, who does he think he's fooling? right? And his roommate who sat next to me was like, shh, and I was like, really? Like, why is he playing this role? So afterwards, I went and I was at the reception table and I was talking to his college roommate and I said, why is he dumbing down? I'm like, who does he think he's fooling? And his roommate said something to me that changed my life. He said, are you going to tell me everybody deserves your excellence? You can't show people what you're working with. You got to kind of hold something back. I said, and he said, you got to tell me everybody deserves your excellence. And I paused and I was like, and y'all know I'm rarely speechless. Like, I got something to say on just about everything. It may be a little bit. And he said, everybody doesn't deserve your excellence. I said, give me your number. I'm going to call you. I don't know the answer, but I'm going to think about it. I thought about it all weekend. This was a Friday. And on Monday, I woke up and God said, yes, everybody deserves your excellence. Because when we give excellence, it's a gift, right? But first of all, when we are excellent, we glorify God and say, thank you for all the gifts and talents you've given me. I am a great steward of them. Two, when we are excellent, guess what? We put others on notice. You better step up your game. Three, when you are excellent, guess what? We give other people permission to be excellent. And four is my favorite. When we are excellent, our excellence connects to other people's excellence. And that is where the money, the magic, and the mission happens. So people often say to me, well, you're going to tell me you're going to give everything to everybody? No, it's a gift. And that is where I agree with you, Marvin, that we have to discern what people want, need, and are ready for. And so
Right.
the benefit has to be about them. I think Anthony talked about that. It's about we. And what I have found is many of us are so solo focused that we just, I want to give it all. I want to give, but they don't need it all. They don't want it all. And so we should just give them the portion of the gift that one, our discernment has told us to give them, and two, that they are ready to appreciate and value, because there's nothing worse than giving somebody something that we do not appreciate, that they don't appreciate and value, because then it's not a benefit and then it's a frustration to you. And it cancels the whole, it does this, it cancels the whole thing out. So anyway, I'm loving this topic. I'm going to be quiet. Let's go.
Any thoughts you want to share, Mike?
This is a great topic, but I don't know why I waited to last, right? Because I was behind the show. But I just kind of want to merge what AP said and what Michelle said. First, he talked about how you presented we, the team concept, right? As a leader, you can't lead by yourself. You can't give gifts to yourself. And then kind of caveat off what Michelle said, right? Together, we put all that stuff together. It's a community. We are providing for the community. We are growing together. When you lead small to large teams, it's for a mission to get to a mission. And as a leader, you have to nurture and grow your subordinates so they can lead in your absence. So there's no I in team, it's we. I need to multiply myself by providing them the gifts of my time and my leadership, what I've learned in the past. I need to provide wisdom. The benefit that your subordinates should get from you as a leader is the wisdom. They don't need the same scuffed up knees that you received as you were growing up. You took that lesson. Your job is to shorten their path to success. And that's what we want to do. We want to make the community successful. If you're successful, I'm successful.
That's so beautiful, Mike. That is so beautiful. And all of you guys, I can't appreciate you more for sharing your thoughts and your words of wisdom, because not just not because it validates mine. Okay, let's just be honest. You bring that extra flavor to the thoughts and the comments that you're coming on. Like Michelle snuck it in here. You know, she talked about iron sharpening iron without saying iron sharpening iron, right? And it's so true. You know, when you bring something special to the table and other people recognize that gift, they have the ability then to add their gift on top of your gift. This is exactly what we're doing here today. You know, iron sharpens iron. And but I couldn't bring a whole bunch of lumps to the table and go, "Hey, what do you think about this?" Because they would have nothing. They would have nothing. They wouldn't have any experience to pull from. They wouldn't have any thought process and ideology. But I already know. Like I told my friends always, the people I bring to, they already vetted. This is all good stuff. We don't have nothing but positive. We don't have nothing but greatness to deliver. You know, so I'm thankful for all of you all. If anybody in the audience has, anything you want to share, put it in the chat. Anything you're thinking, put it in the chat. Feel free to do so. I'm going to throw another question out to my posse if I don't see anything from you guys. But in the next couple of weeks, we're going to talk about contribution and the value of contribution as an investment, a payment, something that you would want to share with a very specific and very important audience or very important people for yourself. And then we're going to talk about, what it means to be the receiver of said contribution. Because all of us we've all been beneficiaries of someone else's contribution, right? And some of those we have looked past and not really seen. Some of those contributions we have taken for granted. My wife reminds me all the time that it's easy to take those that are closest to you for granted in their contribution, right? But it's the same with employees, it's the same with suppliers, it's the same with investors. Anybody that you're in relationship with, you have the opportunity to do that give and take. And I once did a survey of mentors because I really did not want to be a coach and I was trying to figure out a way to get out of it and prove to my wife that this was a bunch of woo-woo stuff that didn't matter. So I did a survey, thousands of mentors, and I asked them, what do you get out of being a mentor? And they all came back to me with information that was so enlightening to me that I realized that even if you're giving to someone else, what you're getting back could be so tremendously valuable. Here's what they said. They said, finally, someone is listening to me. When they talked about their proteges or mentees or whatever you want to call them. I stopped calling them mentees a long time ago because I think that's not even proper use of the word. I like protege, but I understand people still want to go with mentee, so I'm not even getting that fight. But that's one thing they said. Finally, somebody's listening to me. Second thing they said was, I feel like I'm actually doing something important when I'm working with my protege. Because I'm keeping them, like Michael said, I'm keeping them from them scuffed knees that I used to have. And I did it the hard way. I don't want them to have to do it the hard way. So I'm giving them the benefit of my wisdom. They can choose to work with it or not. But of course, the best proteges follow their mentors and at least try out what the mentors might suggest so they can elevate themselves quicker or get to wherever they want to get. Because remember, the mentor has already been there. The road is already traveled. Now, your mentor can't tell you about some stuff they haven't done. And if you find your mentor is talking to you about stuff that they have no proof or no validation on, it's like Michelle always says, uh, verify, trust but verify. you know, that's if your mentor can't prove that they've done it, you might want to second guess that. You may need some other mentors. By the way, always have more than one mentor. The third thing they shared with me is that I would do this all day, every day if I could. Right. And I took that information and realized that there's a natural innate thing that we all want to do. We all want to be relevant. We all want to be meaningful. We all want to be significant. We all want to make meaningful contributions. And those contributions themselves are literally investments that we make in other people. The dividends they pay us back is not just saying thank you. It's actually doing the thing and taking it, embracing it, and moving through it and being better and growing faster and accomplishing more. So that's why I love being a coach, because I get to do that all day, every day. And I was down for the count for a couple of minutes, when I had my lower lumbar surgery a couple of weeks ago. But I was only down for a couple of minutes because God was looking out for the brother, and I recovered in an amazing time. But I say all this to say to those who are in the audience and those who are on the panel, you know, it's all about contribution and reception. It's all about being able to know when you are, because if you try to give it all to everybody all the time, you'll never even take the time to know what's coming back at you. You'll never even know how you're receiving. So I would suggest that you're careful. Definitely deliver excellence. Definitely do it as much as you possibly can. But don't overextend yourself so much that you can't understand how to sit back and receive. So that's ultimately the lesson for today. Anybody else have any closing thoughts before we get out of
Yeah, I have just one more just to add to that mentor piece versus the mentoree, or the
it?
protege.
Humanity.
Exactly right. So the other thing that they give you as the mentoree or as the protege, right, is to change you from your reactive mind to your responsive mind. So because you've walked that path before, you don't have to react the same way that I did to solve that problem. Some of us would say we put on our helmet and just try to run through the wall, right?
Right.
So they're teaching us that there's a door right there next to the wall that you don't have to scuff up your knees, as you said. So it allows you to now respond properly. So it gives you that extra second that you can see what the defense is actually doing.
Come on and
Versus
preach, Brother Peters.
it's helped me definitely because I was one of these knuckleheads.
Yeah.
So I thought you always put on your helmet and you ran through the wall until someone opened it up and said, scoot over just a little bit.
Right.
So
Right.
so yeah, between your responsive mind and your reactive mind, that's what that mentor really gives you. And that's where the wisdom comes in.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Any other thoughts before we close this party out? Go for it, GI. Oh, Mike wants to
No,
go
go
for it.
ahead,
Mike
Michael.
don't want to be
Go ahead,
last time.
Michael. Go ahead, Michael. Go ahead, Michael.
You on mute. He said, go ahead, GI.
Okay. This mentor protege thing is a passion of mine. Um, I read a book 20 years ago, the 21 Most Powerful Minutes in a Leader's Day by John Maxwell, and it changed my life. And it changed my life in that I realized the accountability and responsibility we have for others. Now, I mean, have been, a leader for like 19 years. But God convicted
You
me.
were born a leader. So I know you, and I know you're more than 19 years old.
No,
So
I'm not.
let's
No, I'm not.
go on and give yourself that credit.
But let me just say, God and time have been good to me. That's what I'll say. But I want to say that what that book did for me is made me realize that when we have the opportunity, one of the greatest benefits of a leader is impacting the lives of other leaders in such a way that you now have grandchildren who know of your impact on the leaders that have impacted them. And for me, that changed. I'm much more strategic in I don't mentor everybody. uh, you know I don't. I mean, I would say I'm a travel agent to many, but I'm a tour guide only to a few. A travel agent will
Yes, baby.
tell you, you want to go bus, train, car, right? You want to go first class, whatever, economy, right? What museums, what tours, where you gonna eat, but they do not go with you.
That's right.
A tour guide, and I said, everybody should have as many travel agents as they can, but the tour guide, everybody, if you're blessed to have one, you are highly favored, because that is a
Yes.
person who has decided that you are worth investing in over the long term. And I'm going to take you, as Anthony said, where I have been, and you said where I have been before, right? Because you can't take somebody where you have not been. I'm going to just let that sit there.
I mean, you can, but you'll all be fumbling around, right?
Exactly. And I just had an experience an hour ago that kind of made me realize, okay, let me get back in my lane, and that I may not be the person to take, right, somebody to a certain place. But the point I'm trying to make is, we have a great opportunity to impact people. And as I tell people, I'm direct. I'm not sugarcoating. I'm at an age where time is valuable. I don't have time to, soft shoe it and, hey, let me stroke you. I am in the portal. I am looking for superstars that just need a little coaching, a little help, because I don't believe God has me to, mentor all 2 million of the women veteran entrepreneurs or women veterans. He's only assigned a few to me. And I think the benefit of when we realize this is the type of people that we can impact the most, and just say, these are the people I'm really going to be a tour guide to. The other ones, I'm going to say, go here, do that, but I'm not going to try to give them all, because, as I told a lady yesterday, I don't think I can do anything for you. And I can't tell you how hard that was. That was hard, but it was truth.
That was righteous. And I'm gonna tell you why real quick. When you can discern who to play with in the sandbox, who to bring into your sandbox, who to let into your world, and you can do that in a way where you go, you know what, that was the right thing to say, was the right thing to do. That empowers you. That brings all the power back to you in terms of, I know what my value is. I know what my worth is. I know what I bring to the table, and I'm only going to bring it to people who deserve it.
Yes.
you know, and I got to tell you, when I came into that blessing in my life, I was like, you know what? All of a sudden, my 5 clients turned into 20
Mm-hmm.
because I started to say, okay, wait a minute. If I'm a coach, I look at like an athletic coach. Who am I going to put on? Am I going to just select anybody to be on my team?
Uh-uh.
Am I going to put anybody on the field? Is
Uh-uh.
everybody ready for what I'm bringing to the table?
Uh-uh.
The answer is no. And so I had to learn how to selectively choose the people I play with and do so in a way that not just empowered me, but also empowered them, because they need to know, like, you're not ready for me yet. Let me tell you why.
Mm-hmm.
you know, and here's what you might want to do. You come back to this at next year. Next year at tryouts, you might want to come back after you do boom, 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 and then you might be ready.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's when my gift can multiply.
I want to
Other
win.
than,
I
I have to
want
win.
to win.
I
I,
have
I,
to win.
I want to win. Thank you. I have to win.
Right.
And so,
That
if you're smart, you're only going to bring the benefit to the people that you can help them win.
right. No lumps on the team.
Not, it doesn't mean they can't win. I just don't think I'm part of that winning strategy, right? It doesn't
Right.
mean that
Right.
when I said that, I wasn't like, oh, if you don't get it from me, you don't get it from anybody. No, it just means I don't see how I can contribute to your win.
Right.
Somebody else, that's somebody else. You've been assigned to somebody else,
Yeah.
right?
I might even help you find somebody else.
Different teams.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
Mike, we got quick. If you have a quick thought, let's lower that because I'm at the time, but I gotta go. So If you got something quick to say, go right ahead.
So since we're talking about benefits, I think we clearly laid out what the benefit is for the protege or the mentee. But as the mentor, there are benefits there too. Like I said, when
Mhm.
you're building that winning team, you get elevated and you gain and leave legacy. So
Yep,
remember, be careful how you craft your legacy and be careful on your journey to your legacy and build your team.
Go ahead, drop the mic.
guys. Guys, this has been amazing. Thank you so very much. I really appreciate you. Don't go nowhere. I'm gonna close the show out and we're gonna chop it up a little bit more. If you got a couple more minutes, I really appreciate it. Hold on. I got a special gift for you all. Okay. Like I told you all, this is Coffee Tea, you and me. This is what we do. This is the beginning of a whole series of talks and lectures we're going to be talking about when it comes to understanding benefit. We just hit the tip of the iceberg today. If you were blessed, if you feel that this was a gift for you, do me a favor. Don't keep this a secret. Like it, distribute it, share it, show it with anybody you want to show it with to. The documents are in the chat, so you can go ahead and get it, whether you're watching on LinkedIn, or you're watching on YouTube or Facebook or even Instagram. You can find the documents to all the stuff. Now I have to tell you the stuff I shared with you via the training guide and the manuals that I put out there, the free tools, that stuff isn't finished yet. I still have some after this series. I'm going to go back and I'm going to refine it and I'm going to work it through one more time because I don't have any conclusions there, right? So you just make sure that you take it for what it is. Know that this is an ongoing unfinished product, right? From an ongoing unfinished project kind of person, and so we'll get you there at some point. You hang in there with me, you'll get the whole shebang. All right. God bless you guys. Have a great evening. I'm gonna end the show. If you can watch it later on and on demand or wherever you want to get to it. All right.